Good morning, 'tis dawn. Love that this is the first time I've done a video in a while where like it's not midday, so like half my face isn't like shaded and like black. Perks of filming in overcast, I guess. So I just posted my last video about 5 minutes ago, which means that I need to get to work on the next one before I let any time elapse at all. Just as promised, we are getting right back into the shed today. I pointed, it's right there. As well as a few other things. We've made a ton of progress on graveling everything. It's almost all around the fire pit, so I will probably finish that in the next couple days. All that over there needs to be cut, stacked, and put away. This whole spot right here needs to be graveled all the way out. And then I think I will probably put a couple more planters here next year, but I think I kind of just barely hit the growing season for these, so I don't know. Also, those were expensive to make. And then, of course, my planters are fine. They're done. There's nothing that needs to be done here. I just wanted to show them again. They look great on camera. They make me very happy. And then when all that's done, I will get back to work on the shed. So I have my work cut out for me, and I will get started on that right now. And I should have it finished in about 20 seconds. It's done. 19 seconds. Personal best. I would still like to fill in right along the cabin up to the edge like I did over here, but I ran out of gravel for that, and I'm not going to do another trip right now. But when I do, I will do all of that, get a little bit further out there, a little further over here, fill in the in-between, which I haven't shown out of shame, just not filled. Shameful. And fill around the fire pit. Look at all that beautiful gravel. Because God forbid an off-grid homestead look like anything other than a renewable urban daydream.
Nobody took me seriously until I had vegetables.
Guess where it decided to start raining again? Right here. The second I start working. Actually, it didn't last very long. It was basically just enough to water my plants and make them look all pretty and succulent. Anyway, it's time to get back to work. I think it's about time to get to work on this. I'm out of gas for my chainsaw though, so this will have to work. I've made my fair share of mistakes over the past couple of years, and one of the big ones over the past 2 has been not having all my firewood gathered and ready to go by the time winter actually shows up. So this summer I'm putting a big emphasis on little consistent efforts and cutting all the things that are already on my land. There's a lot of trees that have already been felled that just need to be cut, so I'm really killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And that is the vast majority of this cut, stacked, and put away. I didn't get to a handful of these bigger ones. I cut a couple of them on the chop saw, but it's been making some weird noises lately, and I just think that the blade is super loose, and I don't really want to use that if it's super loose, and I kind of have to fiddle around to figure out how to tighten that up. So until either that happens, or I get some new chainsaw gas, which I'm probably gonna do tomorrow, these will remain uncut. Which only leaves the gravel there as the thing that I haven't done today. So I think I'm gonna go into town, get a little bit of food, and then make one more gravel trip, and then I will call it a night, and tomorrow I will get started on the shed. I am back from my travels. It is like 10:30 at night. Wow, that's really overexposed behind me. That's better. And I just got myself a meal, got some snacks, got some salami, had a nice cup of tea. I'm feeling very relaxed. So let's go finish up this gravel and then call it for the night. You know, I think this time I'm actually going to get ahead of the comments. For all of you who are telling me that I need to get a wheelbarrow, I see you, and I'm not going to. I'm just not going to do it. I like the way I do things. It's super tedious. It takes forever.
but it's so satisfying. And really, I don't think it would actually remove much of the process, but I get where you guys are coming from. I just don't, because I think there's something really special in bringing all of these buckets over one by one by one. I don't know, that slow incremental process is honestly really meaningful, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So stop telling me to get a wheelbarrow.
Good morning. 'Tis dawn again. Breakfast of champions right here. Good Gouda cheese and my second cup of black coffee in the filthy mug. Trademark. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and I am on 3.5 hours of terrible sleep, so I think it's time to get back to it. Let me show you what I did last night when it got too dark. I filled out everything from behind the fire pit to all the way around that side up to the shed. So we're actually getting very close to all the gravel work that needs to be done, besides just like touching stuff up on the path where it's gotten a little thin. So with all the auxiliary stuff out of the way, it's time to get to work on this. And to start off, I need to work on the roof, which, let me tell you, is an ordeal, which is why I haven't really fully finished it yet. It's very difficult and scary to get up there. So everything up there is basically screwed down to the barest minimum. It's very easy to put up the tin once you can get it from the inside and like put the ladder on the floor and go up through the middle. But once you get to that end piece over there, it gets a lot more difficult. And I need to put the gable trim on the edges. I'm not sure to finish that up nicely. So let's get to it.
So my quest to have a productive day began and ended almost immediately when I couldn't find the very specific drill bit I needed.
The drill bit I need has been in the yard for months, and I moved it 2 days ago, which I know because I was putting gravel and I had to move it so it wouldn't get covered. And it's gone! It's gone! It's an unfortunate circumstance, and it calls for desperate measures. See? That wasn't too bad. Now I can finally get to work. Just gotta take one of my screws and... It's the wrong size. This drill bit has had a significant and detrimental impact on the mood of my day. Let's get to it.
I lost a good portion of my day both looking for the drill bit and on my 2 quests into town to buy a new one. But once I actually had it in hand, the work was actually easier than I thought. After going up and down a couple times, getting my bearings, having the extension cords detached, and screaming profanities at the actual top of my lungs, I made pretty quick and easy progress, which was great because I really didn't want to be up here putting on the roof in the fall. When I did it the first time, I didn't want to be doing it in January when the roof was completely removed, and I really don't want to be doing it now. I do not like roof work. But I got it done quickly, and I'm glad I did because after that it started whipping wind, and it probably wasn't a good thing to be up somewhere where I could be toppled. So I really quickly cut the gable trim on the ends of the building just to get it down to size and be flush with everything else, and then I went inside to clean everything up and get to work on fixing a mistake that I made in one of the last videos, which I got a lot of comments about and needs to be dealt with. As I've said before, and it definitely bears repeating, I have no formal construction experience whatsoever. I am absolutely 100% figuring out everything as I go, and as thus, I absolutely make mistakes. One of the big ones that I made was not putting the structural support beams underneath the windows while I was framing them up because I had to frame them separately in one of the last videos. I entirely forgot about the boards that were supposed to go underneath the windows on either side, which means that I have to take off all of the sheetrock that I've already put up and fix that because it's fixable and I would rather have a proper construction. But that was something I was only going to get started on that day. The drill bit was not the only thing that went wrong, and it was kind of just a comedy of errors on and on and on throughout the day, and I was so tired of it, and I basically called it. And the next morning I got up early so that I could start fresh and try and forget that yesterday ever happened. And to start with that, I had to make sure that my wonderful garden was doing all right.
You know, I was on a call with my mother just a couple days ago before I put out my last video, and she was asking me questions about these, and she asked, did you put holes in the liner in the bottom, drainage holes? And I said, yes, I did. but I didn't film it, which means I'm going to get thousands and thousands of comments telling me that I should have put holes in the bottom of the liner so that the plants don't drown. I did, guys. I promise you I did. You can stop telling me I should have put holes in it now. They're in there, I promise. And if you don't believe me, it will be proved by the health and quality of my plants. I've had both beds in almost a week now, and there has really been almost no problems. None of the plants are wilting or dying. They all seem to be growing very well. This fella right here almost died yesterday. He was completely wilted. I thought he was beyond saving. But basically the only thing to do with the garden, if something is wrong, is to water it. So I just gave it a bunch of water, and he's back to normal. He's doing pretty good. I think that particular plant might have been a little extra dry when I got it, and then I didn't overwater it when I got it to balance that out, and it just sort of caught up with it. But everything is doing fine, and I'm just so happy with my garden. I love it so much. But it's just about time to get back to it. I got a full night's sleep, and I am very well rested. It is a beautiful sunny day. All of the wind has died down, and Ian and Jacob are coming tonight. Both of them for the first time in months and months and months. So I need to have quite a few things finished and ready before they get here. But hopefully it should be a very productive day. Let's get to it.
Well, no better way to start the day than with the consequences of my actions. Honestly, the work of putting these support beams in isn't all that difficult, it's just kind of tedious. I have to open up the vapor barrier to get to them, which isn't ideal, but you know, the vapor barrier isn't going to be doing much in here anyway, because I mean, at most, I'm going to be making a cup of coffee in there every once in a while in the winter. So honestly, it's overkill to begin with, and it doesn't bother me all that much. It's definitely a worthy sacrifice in order to have a more structurally sound building. But it does suck because it means that I have to deal with insulation again, which is always so much fun. Everybody loves raw insulation.
Well, I'm certainly not going to forget to do that again because that was awful. That sucked. That was terrible. Bad process. And I still have all of that wall to do. The effort I will go to be right on the internet. I'm doing this against my will for the 50 of you who care. I hope you're happy.
With the support beams and all of the unnecessary avoidable trouble that went with it finished, all I needed to do now was finish up the interior walls before Ian and Jacob got here. And there was only really one left to do, with a bunch of super weird angles and just odd cuts that I had been putting off, but I just got a couple new blades for my jigsaw and figured that this would be a decent enough place to use it.
What is this? Why is that so far out? I did everything right.
Close my belt, please.
He's exposing himself.
Ian, say something marketable and profitable,
Marketable and
please.
funny? This one's for the haters that say this is dangerous. Because it is, they're not wrong, but
Yeah, it is true.
we just do dangerous things safely.
Wow, you're just getting right in it.
Just saying this one's for the haters is so cringe, by the way.
It really is.
I know.
But that's okay.
Whoa! They might be right, though.
Yeah, you know what, I think so.
Did that dull the blade pretty quick?
I don't know what you said.
Not important.
Yeah, I've done a lot of that.
OSHA fears me.
With Ian, as usual, put to work on all the stuff that I don't want to do myself, Jacob and I grabbed the actual exterior door, because I made sure this time that's going to go to this building. He was kind enough to actually put it in his tiny, tiny little car and bring it over here. Jacob, when you see this, you are an absolute real one. But there was more pressing stuff that we needed to do inside, so we got to work on insulating the ceiling, because I know I absolutely could not do that on my own.
What?
Let's see how this works. Alright, so what's the best way to do this? You come over here.
Oh, you popped him out.
Okay, so you see, just start stapling it up along the seam.
This drywall, because Mickey cannot possibly do this by himself, and I don't think we will have time.
No.
Another month and a half. Alright, things are not going well.
Is it even filming?
Yeah, it is now.
How long has it been filming? All that. Good morning. 'Tis another new day and I have hit a wall. There's always like 4 days right at the beginning of filming a video where I just like go, get stuff done, get a ton of work done. And then after day 4, I hit a wall so hard where I don't want to do anything more with this video, which is why there was nothing out on Sunday. Also, a big part of it is it's been raining and whipping wind ever since Ian and Jacob left. It has sucked. I spent like an hour picking through all of my gravel to get rid of all the leaves, and now there's so many more. Literally the day I made this as clean as it could be, all these got blown in. So I'm very much just out of motivation, and I want to get everything that there is left to get done as quickly as possible, because I mean, there's still some roof panels to do, but I can't really do those on my own, but I can put in this door and then wrap everything up in Tyvec and then get some siding on here so it looks really nice for the thumbnail. Probably just the front though, because only the thumbnail needs to look like that. And then whenever I can afford the rest of it, I'll get that done.
With the end in sight and my upload deadline quickly approaching, I got to work on getting this just out of the way. The space for the door was actually quite a bit too large, but luckily I had enough spare lumber on hand that I could fix that up fairly easily and make a nice snug fit, which only took a minute or two, and was not too difficult at all. And luckily the door is super light, so I can maneuver it fairly well on my own, and it fits like a glove. But really I just needed to get it in so that I could do my proper measurements for the siding, because I can't really move 16-foot pieces of siding with my car, so I'm going to have to cut everything while I'm there and move it in pieces in my car.
Look at this beautiful organization.
Back home I got the door out of the frame and got to work on putting up the Tyvec, which I did basically as quickly hack and slash as I possibly could, because this is not what I want to be doing with my day, and I really just wanted to see how much of a difference the siding would actually make.
I have no idea what's going on today, but I just feel like I feel ill, like on a fundamental level, just like exhausted. I have no idea why. So I'm gonna go out and just get the siding done in like a time lapse and just, because I need to go to bed. I am so spent for like no reason. I don't get it. Unrelated, but I didn't realize how much of a mullet that looks like with the hat on. Look like I'm Jake from the bayou. That's gonna just about do it. I'm missing that one piece up there, but otherwise, I am so impressed with how this looks, because now, like, having them side by side, this area is starting to look like a compound, which is cool. It's a cool look. Like, we have, it's so cohesive. I love it. Dude, it looks even better from in here. That's awesome. And I can see my plants from down here. I think that's gonna just about do it for today. I got a lot of different things done. Nothing really in a singular direction that's super cohesive, but a lot of little things. And we are well on our way. So next time I'll get the ceiling panels put up, we'll do up the inside, get everything cleaned up, and it'll basically be done. And then, you know, just work on the trim as I can afford it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Mick. Toil for your food. I'm gonna go get some sleep and work on this video. I will see you in like 8 hours. See you around.